Tonight we're celebrating, we're at the tail end of the horseshoe crab mating ritual, which occurs every year here.
Don Riepe from the American Littoral Society is conducting a horseshoe crab walk at Jamaica Bay Wildlife Refuge. Horseshoe crabs crawl up onto the beaches to spawn in late May and June, and a few hundred people arrive to explore nature and witness this annual spawning.
Crabs for you out there. But in case we don't see any crabs, I happen to bring one along. The large ones like this are the large females. And they come up and they're attended by males. You know it's a female, for the claws here are not hooks. The males will have hooks and they're much smaller. And hopefully we'll get to see them out there.
Jamaica Bay Wildlife Refuge is a hidden natural treasure and part of the Gateway National Recreation Area located in Brooklyn and Queens.
Here's a couple coming up here. Okay. Boy, you can see here's a female attended by 3 males. Okay. Coming into shore, into the seaweed. I'm going to pick this big female up, and she's going to be, has the male attached, okay? And he will follow her around everywhere. She's going to come up here and lay her eggs at the high tide mark, and then he's going to deposit sperm on the eggs. And about 2 weeks later, the tiny little horseshoe crabs will hatch out of the egg, and they'll become part of the plankton of the bay. Lots of things feed on the horseshoe crab eggs. All the shorebirds in the area feed on them, the ibises, the laughing gulls, even some of the small Canada geese. You can see the female is much larger than the male. Ecologically, they're very important because when they come up to lay their eggs on the shoreline, it's when all the shorebirds are migrating through Delaware Bay and the New York Bay here, Jamaica Bay, and those shorebirds will feed voraciously on these eggs. And they need that resource to build up enough body fat in gram weight, some of these birds, to make it up to their northern breeding grounds. If they don't have enough food by the time they leave here, those birds will lose a breeding cycle. So the crab has that association, a long-time association with the birds.
The natural beauty of Jamaica Bay and the 9,000 acres of beaches and tidal wetlands attracts visitors of all kinds. Every year in May and June, for thousands of years, horseshoe crabs have come to spawn on the beaches. Sandra Mayer and her husband came from the East Village in New York City to witness this annual event.
Actually, my husband found out about it. He must have, I was asking around, like, where can you go? Because we were going to go down to actually Cape May, which we've heard is a great place to go, but just could never get it together. So this is a lot closer. It's a subway ride. We've been wanting to do this for years, actually. We keep missing it. So it's fun to be out here. It's fun to have them crawling all over my boots.
A couple of weeks later, when you have another very high tide, tide will wash through the sand and the eggs will hatch out. So she's burrowing down.
Don Riepe worked at the Jamaica Bay Wildlife Refuge Center for 25 years as a wildlife educator. He recently retired and conducts these tours with the help of the American Littoral Society.
See if you can find them where there might be 5 or 6 males all